Boom. All right, we're live.
Woo!
Yes, round of applause. Hello, my lovely friends. It's Margaret, and I have these lovely people with me because we're going to be productive in theory. So I'm going to give everyone a chance to introduce themselves. Those that have BookTube channels will be linked down below in the description box. One of us does not have a BookTube channel because he's lame.
Well,
He's not lame.
We'll get into that when I get to my section. My goodness. Sister's like,
Fine.
hey, please do me a favor. Come on here. I'm going to put you on blast.
This is revenge for all the times that you drag me in my own videos. So
Hey,
And it's not lame.
hey.
Love
I
it.
watched the video. I didn't drag you too much. I talked too much about birds wanting to marry women.
and space werewolves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go watch the plot challenge. It's hilarious.
Anyways, okay. Sorry, Stortenbecker rabbit trail. Anyways, so I will have these people linked down below. I'm going to give them each a chance to introduce themselves, talk a little bit about what they do on their channels. Ben, I guess you can say hi and what you do with your life.
I'll be talking about lots of stuff.
You have a
Again,
life outside of the internet.
give me a second before you put me on such hardcore blast.
I'm sorry, I just dragged us, not you. Anyways.
Well, I mean, eventually, but like, I can be one of the streamers too.
Deja, since you are a veteran of these productivity shows, would you like to introduce yourself first while I go ahead and retweet the tweet so people know we're live?
Sure, I got it. Hi, guys. My name is Deja from Diary of a Reader. That's my channel. I talk about books. My tagline is literally a hot mess in progress. So if you show up and everything is a mess, just know that that's on purpose. Today I'm going to be finishing this painting, or trying to finish said painting. And as far as what I'm currently reading, I am finishing up the Every Heart a Doorway series, because I started it, read the first 3, and then got distracted by something and never finished the last 2.
All right. You're doing all of it at once. I love it. Okay,
That sounds like a very
all right.
ready thing to do with a series.
Oh,
Lost BJ. It's fine. Michelle, go ahead and introduce yourself. Yes,
Okay.
he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll come back. Okay. Hihani Weshte. My name is Michelle from Thor Wants Another Letter. And today my productivity is finishing this stir fry that I made. Fun time. It's with noodles and chicken and broccoli. And then I have a card today that I'm doing. And then I'm currently trying to get to one of these sometime this week.
let me go lean forward. Like, what is it?
Bone Black by Carol Rose Golden Eagle. We have The Ember and the Ashes, fun times. And then we also have The Cool Prince.
Nice. That one's a fun.
I was going to mention, thank you so much for getting me The Wicked King. It came in and I was like, oh my God, I want to talk about this right now. But then I was going to make a video and then my parents showed up and it was a whole thing. And I was like, oh, my whole film time was ruined. It was a whole thing. So I'll mention it somewhere in the video.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. BJ, why don't you introduce yourself, or Ben, introduce yourself and tell us what you do with your life, what you're doing, what you're reading, and what your productivity thing is.
Connotations to that. Hi, everyone. I'm Ben. I am a science nerd working on my PhD over at the University of Notre Dame right now. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I study network science and complex systems, basically things about that require lots of little pieces coming together to make bigger behaviors. What's called emergent behaviors, nerdy stuff that irrelevant almost. It's good. It's wonderful. It's mathy and it's so esoteric. I spent I don't know 4,000 words describing the setup for what I was doing before I even talked a single word in the paper that I did on actually what I've done. So it's good times. As far as YouTube channels, I don't have anything going on right now, but I do have some stuff in the works. I mean, a friend from undergrad are actually putting together a podcast where we're going to be talking about kind of trying to digest the papers that come out about interesting modern scientific discoveries that you don't see because they haven't been really well digested so that they can show up in something as easily understood as a NOVA program, but you know, something that you don't have to like deal with a paywall and read through a 10-page technical document to understand the gist of what's going on. And oh, look at this cool thing. Like one of my favorite subjects is the research of what are they? Telomeres, as they're called, which are the ends of your cells, and the research realizing that as you age, as they split up and as they multiply throughout your life, how those get shorter. And we think that as one theory is that the reason your stuff starts to fail is that those things get too short. They can't replicate anymore. And then your body just is like, we're all dead. So that's going to be kind of the content.
Existential dread.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of which, I love myself science, nerdy stuff, and philosophical topics. Speaking of which, the thing that I'm reading is currently, I just started today finally, is a book called The Stranger by Albert Camus, which is an absurdist philosophist, and this is his story that he put together, basically about a bunch of moral, reprehensibly like consequence-free characters realizing that the universe is absurd and how they deal with it. It starts with his mom dying, and it's like, oh, this is gonna get dark.
That sounds interesting, and like something that I would read.
It's a thing, yeah. So, The Stranger by Albert Camus.
Nice.
It's French, so it's gonna be very, aloof.
I can't see what the French is, so I can't tell you whether or not you're saying it right.
I did French in college, and I cannot tell you if it's right because I passed with AC. I totally bombed the final. I got like a 43%.
Oh no!
You showed up for a few classes. I like you. You pass them.
Love it.
Wow.
I mean, if I remember correctly, you studied French as well when you were at UF, right, Marg?
Yeah, at UF. So speaking of French finals, I took a year and a half of Spanish at our local college before I transferred to UF. And because they didn't have enough students that wanted to take further Spanish, I wasn't able to continue on. So I was basically at a point where I was like, I really need like a refresher course or a start over course. So I tried to do that. They were like, no, you can't because they're not going to pay for you scholarship wise. So I took French, and my French final was half me speaking French and the other half me speaking in Spanish.
Wow.
See, I love that story because it gave me the confidence when there was a complex analysis school I went to in Quebec. And my way of getting through Quebec was to take my Spanish knowledge, chop the words in half, and go, eh. And then it got me like so many compliments on how good my French pronunciation was.
The key with French is that you just don't pronounce most of the consonants, especially at the ends of words.
So good.
See, I was that weird kid in college. I took Korean.
Oh, nice.
See, I'm thinking about doing that with Duolingo because I'm watching K-dramas and I like
Yeah.
and I'm weird.
Arguably a more useful thing with how my weeb interests have gone.
Right.
Like, oh, there's good Korean anime. Yes.
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
All right.
I did
So
a little bit of ASL in college, but I cannot sign to like save my life. I can finger spell, but there's
Yeah,
like a few letters that I'm just
do
not.
this all day long.
I
That's
remember
as far as I can go.
the first half, but yeah, it's.
But I can do the alphabet,
Yeah, I can say like, my name and then finger spell my name out.
yeah, things like that.
And then I can say thank you. And I know a little bit of like from when I worked at Chick-fil-A, but I feel like as much as I'm glad we're learning other languages in high school, I feel like ASL needs to be one that's in high school.
Yeah.
So what I am doing today, I'm going to work on that query. Whoops. I'm going to work on that query letter that I've been working on for this is the third week in a row that I'm working on it. I'm almost done. I just have to come up with comp titles. I think I'd rather be hit by a car. Like, it's
All right, the book is
painful.
important.
And I only have to, so I've got one half of the comp title. I only have one that I have to find, but that's the one that's the harder fit to find. So after that, I'm going to try and get a little bit further in Dear Allie, How Do You Write a Book? And then I'm not sure whether I want to go and do podcast research or if I want to do some research for some stuff that I want to do to adjust my channel's aesthetic. We'll see. We'll
What
see.
you thinking about shifting with the aesthetic?
I like your purple stuff.
Also, I
Question.
interrupted Deja. She definitely.
Oh no,
raised
you good. Podcast research. Question mark.
Yes, we've been talking. Me and him have been talking about doing a podcast, and then there's one that I want to do that's a bookish podcast that I think would be really fun because it's basically just going to be me talking to all of my friends about books that they like.
An important thing is that in every millennial's journey, they have to start a podcast, or at least that's what I hear from the Zoomers on TikTok.
Oh damn, I haven't made it. Darn.
Oh,
Sorry,
I'm a
Plenty of years left.
Gen
worry.
Z. So
Yes. I don't know. That's
Then
all
you know what
I
you
know
could
is
do? Then you could totally talk about how like physics and science and how Magic the Gathering like intertwine.
oh, do I have there's an okay, so actually
Because you're an Is It player.
yes. It's about creativity and explosion, but also there is in fact a scientific document printed about Magic the Gathering.
what is Magic the Gathering?
So Magic the
Oh my God.
Gathering is a lot. It
It's
is
the best.
so it's basically it's a collectible card game that kind of yeah you've definitely
mind.
seen it. Red, black, white,
Because
it's
we were talking about
it's-
books. I thought it was a book.
no, I mean eventually
friendship.
well, I mean there's plenty of Magic the Gathering books to explain the lore, although they've kind of been tanking that recently. Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah,
was-
it's card game.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I was
You got
a Yu-Gi-Oh
colors to
puppet.
represent different personalities, and then you mix them, and then people are like, "Wow, I'm the most popular
I'm
one."
still mad about
Combinations. What happened to Abzan?
Remember the whole thing with
I mean, with
Thorin
the
and
like
that one
the
girl?
cons and what happened to it when we got dragons.
I cannot remember. I don't
'Cause
know.
you start- 'cause
My
I
son
remember-
is named after Soren. Like,
Well, Orzhov, but that's the Ravnican guild. Abzan is the one that's in Cons of Tektir, and it's white, black, green.
no, she was just the one that I have. The version I have is just a white
Black?
angel.
Oh,
No, it's
oh,
white.
oh, Avacyn.
I'm mad about what happened to her.
Yes, it's absolute bullshit.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I definitely heard you saying Abzan, not Avacyn, because
No, I've never heard that card. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Bro,
it's
you gotta
a
explain
color
that to me
combination.
later.
Yeah.
I think mine, like, I'm more of like started playing from like 2011 to like 2016, so I'm roughly like a few decks behind.
Yeah. Well, you would have seen Cons. I definitely started at the same point. Avacyn Restored was my first set.
Mine was that was one of my first ones, but the first one I ever played with was a dual deck, and it was Nicol Bolas versus Ajani, and
Oh,
so
wow.
Ajani is literally like my favorite.
See,
But I'm
my-
into cats and angels and soldiers.
the first thing that I actually, sorry, we'll wrap this up. The first thing that I ever did was the dual decks as well, but it was Is It versus Golgari, and I was like,
Oh yeah, that one was
That's a
so
dragon.
fun. With
that's a
Vraska?
dragon.
Yes,
That's my favorite.
Yes.
This dragon, red, blue. I do this forever.
absolutely.
But there was actually recently Kyle Hill of his Because Giants channel did this. It's actually proven that Magic the Gathering is the most complicated game that humans have come up with.
What?
100%.
No one played Yu-Gi-Oh then.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I was
It was so complicated.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Go! Chinese checkers.
Yu-Gi-Oh is so much
No.
easier than Magic the Gathering. 100%. Look, all right, you need a calculator to keep track of the ginormous numbers, but
Yeah, and that's
Yu-Gi-Oh
why you left me
is
because math.
when it comes to actually like making the decisions and how many like
1
layers of
minute.
decisions there are.
Minute warning, and I'm
Okay,
cutting off.
the level of strategy for me required in playing a level of Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to know every single card in your deck and the likely ability or the likability.
Likelihood.
Yeah.
Oh, did I
there
go
we
away?
You
Okay.
got frozen.
My screen went dark. I was like, oh, You good? Anyways, the level of strategy and having to know your cards and each and every one of their effects and how it can affect things. For me, Yu-Gi-Oh was a strategy game, which is why now, like when it comes to strategy games, like I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but like
Dude,
No, I definitely
win
get it.
it.
I'm curious how that's any different than Magic
when you
Boys.
play Magic,
I mean, it's really not. But I'm just saying, as the most complicated, I'm like,
Okay, so I don't know if anyone.
As-
Oh my god! No, I don't know if anyone has. I don't know if anyone's done research on Magic on Yu-Gi-Oh. It probably is in the same class, but of like, so one of the things. One of the things is that games like chess and Go are that like you can calculate, you can technically count all possible moves, but in something like Magic the Gathering, you can't. So it's called uncomputable, and it's a far more complex thing. So you can never actually prove. And the way they do it is real cool. All right.
So the way we work these live shows is not to talk about collectible card games.
You asked me on. What did you expect?
Yeah, just throw us in a separate room and let us talk.
right?
I was like, I just need to be able to like shove you guys over in like a private chat. I will mute you, sir.
I laughed.
You're my brother. I can do that. Anyways, the way we usually do these live shows is I will set a timer. We're going to go for 20 minutes this first time. So I'll set a timer. We'll mute all of our mics, and then we'll work for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back. And I will always make sure to post like when we're working to on the chat so that people know what's going on.
So I assume the idea is that we are actually working.
Presumably the idea is that you are getting something productive done, even if that is just watching your favorite TV show.
Hey, hold off, girl. You never told me any about this. You just show up at 7 p.m. on Thursday.
Sir?
Michelle will be mad if you're not there.
Do not make me go back in my receipts.
Ooh.
Do it.
I was hyping this whole thing up. She was like, "Guess who's gonna be in the live?" And I'm like, "Who? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh my god, I don't even know how long this was. All right. So we're going to set the timer for 20 minutes and we're going to get to work.
Okay.
All right. Go.
You saw that?
Margaret's gonna see that and she's gonna be like, "What the heck?"
I'll mute myself.
If you go down in your dashboard, bro, there's a little thing that says mute.
You said you would do it all for us. Goodness.
I did not. All right, we're done. Well, not done, but that's the end of the sprint. Don't panic. We still have plenty more to go. All right. I just want to point out that I sent you a text message that says I'm doing Thursday night lives all through August that are focused on getting stuff done. And I'm trying to find some people to hang out with me so they're not just me calling out times. And you asked, getting stuff done, huh? Like personal, projects that we are attempting to do in life, or more large scale affecting change in our country type things? And I said personal projects.
Sis brought out the receipt.
And you're still muted, sir.
Yeah.
That was like from back in January or July. That's so long.
Dude, that
ago.
was, oh shoot, I didn't catch the date.
Not January, excuse me, June or July, I believe is when you asked that.
Oh, I gave you sad eyes when I asked if you had a free
I was
Thursday.
gonna say, wow. Margaret is thinking ahead.
But she also didn't. She just said it was stuff's getting done. That doesn't mean anything to me. Doesn't tell me structure, darn it.
I literally missed the first two because I forgot.
What?
What happened?
I heard Michelle say something that I didn't
I heard
hear
someone
say something, and
talking,
everyone went
but I
quiet.
didn't see any mouths moving.
I said I only missed the first two because I completely forgot.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here for this one. Right, give me, go in there. Okay. So we're gonna take a break until 7:45, and then we will go again for another sprint. And I will
Cool.
cut you off again if I have to, sir. Because you are the
Why
one
are you pointing at me?
longest.
You got me. She got me started. I blame this one.
So how
I
did
did. It was all my
Definitely
fault.
Michelle.
I take full blame.
I mean, actually, that probably is incorrect. I believe it was Deja saying, "Hey, can you relate
That was
magic to
Michelle.
science?"
No, that was Michelle.
we're an
Michelle?
equal opportunity
No,
calling
It's all her fault.
people here?
Good.
It was all my fault.
I'm just here to say it
All
was
right, so
them.
how did
It was
Talk
them.
about magic.
I added half a paragraph, I think,
To
stuff.
what?
So like one sentence, 2 sentences, and 3 sentences.
The
So I'm
podcast?
working on that. No. That takes way too much effort to really think about. No, that's gonna Hey, look, you're the one that put on Twitter when you were talking about your things. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like this and research, and I'm like, and called me a chaotic cabin 9 or cabin 6, and let me tell you, this science podcast is gonna require much more. It's gonna be
Wow.
a lot. I don't know. It's fun when it takes an entire day's worth of concentration in order to read 10 pages.
Mhm.
Poorly. Science reading is bad. Don't do it, kids. Stay out of school.
I miss school.
No, it's really bad.
No. So I'm working on.
Unless it's like anatomy, then I
It's a good subject. To answer your question, my sister, I was working on the story Bible for Tal stuff, so I can figure out what to do with plot.
Oh, the story Bible we were talking about. Okay.
Yes.
You wouldn't get on the phone with me about because you were busy.
I was at a friend's house, and I hate talking to people on the phone when other people are around. It's
I don't blame you. All right.
a psychosis.
Let's see. I got
well, because if you want to get them, they're done.
I got 8 pages read of this.
Oh,
So I felt like maybe I shouldn't use this particular sprint to do my query letter and then sign off from the query letter because I spent half of that time being petty. And so how did everyone else do?
I finished blocking out some things that I need to color in. So I have like my person, and then I have some like smaller details up here at the corner that I'm gonna wait until they dry, and then I'm gonna go in and do my thing.
That's really good, Deja. Like, holy crap.
Thank you. We'll see when it's done whether or not it still looks this good.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't believe it or not, I don't paint. I draw in black and white, and I decided to challenge myself because that was one thing that when I took that art class, I turned in every assignment except for one in black and white, and my teacher forced me to turn in something in color. It looked like crap. Looked like a 4-year-old did it, but I'm trying to get back into color theory because I'm picking up digital art, and I know nothing about color theory, so I got to learn the hard way. With stuff I can't make a mistake on and then just like delete it and undo.
Sure.
But that's one of the nice things about Procreate.
See, I don't use Procreate though.
Okay.
I don't use Apple products at all.
That's the only one I know.
It's just GIMP all the way.
I used
Do
to
it
use
the hard
GIMP
way.
when I used to do animation, GIMP and Scratch. Was it called Scratch?
I
Sketch?
don't remember.
Had like a little dog icon. I think it was called Scratch.
I don't remember. How long are we
Yeah, I
going?
think so.
We're going till 9.
9 o'clock. I might use one of these sprints to go eat.
Oh, 9 o'clock for y'all. It's 8 o'clock for me.
Well, you don't have to brag, Deja, that you have an extra hour.
I mean, it's a flex. That's what happens when you live in a good part of the U.S. You get more time during the day.
Oh, I mean,
Are you in Central Time, Deja?
Heck yeah.
I'm like 10 minutes from there. It's the greatest.
Me too.
10 minutes from Central, so it's like all of the sun is gone by the time you actually want to be awake. But also, I don't know, living on the very East Coast, it meant that when I was a kid and decided that, hey, I need to get the good hunting locations in whatever MMO RPG I'm playing, I could get up before everyone else in the country. And that's a superpower.
I guess, but I mean, I'm a night owl already, so.
As a certified theorist, I've definitely shifted towards that. But when I was an idiot kid, I was like, I'm going to go to bed at 10 and get up at 5:30 because I like video games.
So.
I remember being like that. And then you get up and watch Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Well, that was even earlier.
Yeah, I think Sailor Moon came on at like 5 a.m. where we are. I don't understand it.
Super dumb. And the MIB cartoon came on at like 6 a.m. on a Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
I remember getting up and we watched that. Like, it can't have been that early.
I think it might have shifted. It shifted around in the time schedule, but yeah.
Okay. All right. It is 7:45.
At like 6:30, they started showing.
Oh, so Michelle, how
you didn't ask me what I did, Margaret?
Yeah, how did you do?
What did you do, Michelle? How did you do? Did you
a bad friend? I'm sorry.
Wow.
I just assumed you were being quiet.
No. So I'm almost finished with the card. I can't show you because confidentiality. And also there's something in here that I'm like, I don't know what that means. And sometimes in this profession that I'm in, there are times where customers put things in that are a little on the X-rated side that I personally don't understand.
Perfect.
But they paid, so I can tell you stories, Ben. I can tell everybody stories, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm like almost through it, and then I gotta do the envelope part, and then I'm done. But yeah, I don't know what that means, and I haven't been scarred for life yet by a customer. So,
well, see, now I'm curious. Now I want to know. What does it say?
This is not
you can't say it might be X-rated confidentiality and then just not.
I know, right? It's like, no, this is the most interesting thing I've heard in a month. I need this.
I don't know about all that, but I'm interested.
I don't envy you, Michelle.
When I say X-rated, I really mean X-rated.
Okay, we're all adults.
I don't think you're doing yourself any favors if you're trying to de-escalate the interest here.
There is no de-escalation, none whatsoever.
I'm trying. So yeah, there was that, and then I'm halfway through the stir fry, but I'm probably not going to finish it just because once I get into something, then I neglect everything else, and then I'll just heat it up later.
Understandable. That's a common thing.
All right. So
Too jumpy.
we're all productive, despite Michelle being slightly scarred by her profession. Oh my god. I could never.
What is your profession?
All right. So we're
I'm putting it in the private chat. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yes!
Oh, Deets.
all
Love
of
it.
the viewers are going to be jealous. All right. We're going to go for 25 minutes, which means I now have to do math, but that's fine. I love you all.
Cool.
So setting the timer
It's 2 minutes
now.
past when you were going to do.
It
All right,
should
I'm
be
going to
like-
go eat.
7:03, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
02?
Yeah.
03?
2 minutes
I
past what you were going to have before.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I'll be back.
Okay, have fun with that. And we are back. Lot just went down in the group chat, apparently.
Hello. I came back and I can't help but chat.
Yeah. Seeing your reaction.
You are still muted,
Everything.
Michelle.
I'm back.
What?
You're back.
Yeah,
All
I've seen the first
right.
one. True. No, not the new one. Oh, yeah. You know.
Anyways,
Parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, you
all
can't
right,
lock the door
so,
from the inside.
let's say we have until
Anyways. No, she
Did you not know
does.
that you're doing something?
You know the frustrations. Anyways, let's move on to
Yes.
less. Yeah.
Things that don't make both of us angry. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so I found 4 titles that are possible matches. I'm just not sure if most of them are small enough titles to be comp titles, and I'm stressing out about it, but it's fine. How did everyone else do?
Very.
Did you like that
smooth.
transition there? I'm good at those.
Right? Right, let's just avoid the topic.
Anyways, also hello to, I apologize if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but Hatham Sayings. Welcome to it's a productivity kind of basically we're just here with stuff that we need to get done and chatting between
It's
getting
that,
things
it's that
done.
useful 25-minute small break model.
Yes,
And
because
gets you
I love
motivated.
it. All right. How did everyone else do? Michelle, I'll let you go first since we almost forgot you last time.
Okay. I finished my card. All I have to do now is take a picture of it and send it and upload it for the customer.
You have to take a picture and upload it somewhere. I'm just thinking of some of the things that I saw in the private chat.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yikes.
Well, okay, so we have like this photo mat that we have to take pictures on, and so we take a picture on the photo mat, upload it we have a private network that we use, and so we upload it to there, so that way like the people in our region can like see what we're doing and like comment and get inspiration and things like that, and then we upload it to the actual app that we use to do the cards with, and then the customer is notified like when the card is done.
Okay.
I'm still scarred from some of those things I was reading.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's scarring to like have to do the things, but reading about it.
How was dinner?
Yummy. Pretty.
Like I said,
True.
everything.
Pretty straightforward. We had I made chicken divan, which is always delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worried about bills that need to be paid because hooray. Apparently Sam's Club is being weird with telling him his account doesn't exist, and he's like, I know it does, and I know we owe money, so whoops. So
yeah. All right. Tell them to let me know if I need to go down and check the mail for anything specific. Then
yeah, he was. It needs to be done, before he's gone, but I told him he can chill on it tonight. Because he was asking when we were done.
Our father chill.
1,200 miles or so.
Too long.
It's fine. You can drive it in a single day. It's fine.
Because he's crazy.
What is wrong with a 5 a.m. to midnight drive? I
fine.
don't understand. It's actually more like 6 to 11, but it's funner to say that way. Also, by the way, grad school has taught me that really I should have just been a trucker, because apparently I can just drive for 1 billion hours without ever feeling it. The skills we learned.
Never. Don't ever do that. I'm gonna have to worry about you too.
How did you do, Deja?
I did pretty good. I mapped out the clothes on my person with some base colors,
Mhm.
and then I mapped out like what this little cityscape town thing in the corner is.
Yeah. You make me want to do art again, Deja.
Do
Yeah.
it.
I know the feeling.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah, but
It
money and paints and brushes.
Well, I already,
Yeah.
dude, the paints are sitting right next to me because I.
Oh, someone's there.
Oh
Also,
my
quick shout
goodness.
out. Hello, Diary of a Reader.
That's
Welcome
me.
to the Productivity Club. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah. You know what? Margaret put up the things, and so like the stuff is gone. I'm like, huh? I know I've seen that somewhere. I must have seen it on Twitter somewhere.
I'm about to say I just go to Hobby Lobby and I use like their 40% off coupon. Like almost all of my stuff is Master's Touch.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Right, so it's not inexpensive at all. Like I got this 40% off $20. So
Mhm.
To be fair, it's been
I have
the better
an
part of
old-
5
oh,
years.
there it goes again. I have an old watercolor set from
I
my
have a watercolor
days as a art student at UF for the one art class that I took there. And
You
I
didn't
shout
have
out
to
to
do
that
any,
one art class.
you didn't do any watercolors for your costuming design stuff?
Oh, I did watercolors for my costume design stuff. Like that was literally all of my costume design stuff as I used watercolor because it's so much like. Listen, I was doing this at like.
It conserves paint.
wow.
This is my
Watercolor conserves paint.
Look
Makes
at all
sense.
those tombos.
The environmentally friendly way to do things.
I know.
That's
I know.
not
I
it,
see,
though. That's
I
not all
see
of
some
it. That's just
Crayolas.
some of it.
Anyways, it's much easier to slap together a watercolor thing. There's
Crayola super tips, combos.
than it is to do an entire sketch the night before. So, watercolors all the way.
I suppose so.
All right, let's see. It's 8:20, so let's do another 20 minutes, and then we'll be able to do a 15 after that. So,
Okay.
go. And we're back. Well, Michelle was probably hanging out here for a little bit longer. I just hadn't noticed that she was back
Okay,
yet.
Margaret, look up.
I was out.
Look up.
I'm sorry. I was moving on to
It's
my
okay.
next
I kind of
tab.
just was like, meh.
This is why. This is why you need a desktop so that you can have
My mom came back from her trip early, so she wanted to take my son with her for a little while. So we're gonna go get French fries.
We had to go do the grandbabies. Look, dude, I would love to have more than one monitor, etc.
Look at you
When
there.
you going to give me the money for it?
Ben
I
has
mean,
more
I
than
thought
one
you were getting
monitor.
money
What the
for it.
heck?
Right?
Oh my god!
Oh, I got 3. My setup is just
I have
bonkers.
2 at work.
My friend's brother used to have 3 monitors, and he thought he was just the coolest. Oh, not saying that you're not cool, Ben.
Yeah,
You
I don't
are
have
cool.
room
You're
for-
cool.
Big one here. I got one here, and I got one here. So I have stuff to work on, and then chat, and then videos, whatever I'm watching.
Hello, Max, by the way. I see you. All right. So, real quick, how did everyone do this time?
I think it went pretty well. Remember those base colors that didn't match and you were probably wondering what was going on? So
Oh, no, I
like
know what's going on.
it's to map out that. So I finished that.
Yeah, no, that was good. I love
I'm
it.
so excited about this. Dana.
Hmm?
I said, I'm so excited about this. It's so good.
So I messed up the proportions on the body and like I guess in my head when I was thinking of like the person, I had drew a line where the hips were supposed to go, but when I was coloring it in, I accidentally did the section below it. So now the hips are where like the thighs should be and like the knees are non-existent and the torso is like 3/4 of the body. And I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
That's like 90% of art is just like, that'll do.
We're just gonna roll with it for now. It's fine. This is a trial
The
run.
beauty is no one but the artist, the one creating it, will really notice too much, right?
Yeah, true. How'd you do, BJ?
I had to think, so I only got 2 sentences in. I'm having to make decisions about
Not bad,
world building
not
things, and it's just like, what do I want to do? And that's the hardest question to ever answer.
I mean, you don't
Ooh.
have to make those decisions,
I mean-
but okay.
But like world
I mean,
building
it
is
is
like the
it is
funnest
the
part
most
of
fun
writing.
part.
Yeah.
No,
It's also
Well,
the most
again-
distracting part.
again,
Besides-
see, I'm using this as a hope that it'll help naturally force me to think of okay, if these forces are like this, coming larger social structures come together and meet with these goals, and this is the lane that goes
Mhm,
through.
mhm.
And I'd be like,
Okay.
this is the way the plot will go. That's what he's gonna do. I got a really solid present point, and if I have the past point, then the line it'll draw, and you'll go, that's where it goes.
Okay.
That's,
Michelle, were you able to
that's
get-
what I lied to myself about.
Anything done?
Oh yeah, I finally got the app to not crash because I had to log back out and then log back in, and then I got the card uploaded. So it is uploaded, it is done, and then I saw that somebody had added me as their favorite artist. So altogether, pretty good.
Yes.
Hey.
That is good. I love it. Yes. I finished my create letter.
Hey,
Yeah. I
Oh, you can't
can't.
show us.
I
I'm
mean,
about to say,
I
where
can
that
send
note
you a
is.
link, Deja, if you really want proof. But
I
I
wanna
need to.
see
I do
it.
still need to I'm gonna let it sit overnight, and then I'm gonna edit it and make sure that all of the verbiage is correct. I have a feeling I won't do a lot of editing though because I've been
Mhm.
over this thing so many times.
so is this some
But-
more? So what is this?
Yeah,
what is this query?
I got feedback from an agent. Her name is Kiki Nguyen, I believe is how you say the last name.
Do you love me?
the
Anyway.
Vietnamese last name?
It's this, anyways. But
The one that
Okay.
no white person can ever pronounce. Okay, cool.
well, they have it in The Expanse. That's how I learned to pronounce it. So I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but
I read an entire article that was Alison Brie going before she felt bad about playing what's her face Diane on BoJack Horseman, going like, I didn't know how to say this name and I had to ask so many people how to actually say it.
well, anyways, if that's how Shora Ashtalu says it, then I'm gonna go with her because she's a boss. Anyways, but she said that I needed to create a little more tension in like what was going to happen with the love interest, so I've tried to do that.
Ooh,
drama is my thing.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
love drama.
He's not the love interest until book 2.
This is still Queen's Game, yeah?
Yes, I'm still trying to sell Queen's Game that you haven't read, so don't give me any trouble about because
I'm not giving you trouble. I'm like,
I still have to
third
write
of
the
it.
chapter for my fic too. I don't want to get into that.
I've read a third of it. That's more
all
than
right,
normal.
how about we both not get into that while we do a 15-minute sprint then? We'll go do other things.
Hell yeah.
All right. Going now.
Oh,
Sprint. Yes.
before we do, really quick, if you guys like fan fiction, definitely go check out Margaret's video on fan fiction. It was fantastic. It's going down in the Hall of Fame of my favorite videos involving books on BookTube. It was spectacular.
Oh my.
Stop, Deja. You're the best. All right. I'm muting my mic now. Go. And we are back.
Cool.
So turn off the music. There we go. No more throat metal for me.
I'm just watching Deja. No, I was watching that.
Oh, my bad.
All right, Deja. I think we
Like-
found some. No, I was actually just watching you paint. I was enjoying that.
It's like ASMR for the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, but that's so true.
Just watching someone just be like that.
Anyway.
Here's the details. Oh,
How did we do?
I don't want to.
I think we did
You
pretty.
don't want to talk about it, BJ?
Oh, sure. Hold
I
on.
spent
think
20
we did
minutes
great.
with an Elvis
Okay.
translator.
So I think I
So
did pretty good. I gotta. So the character is done. All right. I don't know if you can tell by the lighting, right? But they're done. Hold on. There you go. That way. There we go.
I see
Okay,
knees.
And then the little cityscape up that way.
Nice.
Huh? So the little cityscape up here still
Nice.
needs some like detail work, but I put in like the big blotches that I need with my thing. But yeah. Ta-da.
Max confirms that virtual ASMR.
Everything has to be opposite and I keep moving it
I
sideways.
love it, Deja. That is
No, I definitely believe it.
amazing.
That's really good.
Thanks. all I see when I look at it is the
I
space,
totally
but
understand that
fine.
because that's the way I am when I work on my books. But give it some space, and then you'll be like, "Oh, this isn't actually as terrible as I thought it was."
Right?
That's the nature of having executive authority. All you can see is
All right, I
fine.
got through like a video and a half. Yeah, I got
Right,
through a
just throw it
video
out
and
the
a
window when
half
you're done.
of podcasting. Do not throw that picture out of the window, Deja. I will pay for you to see
send
me.
it to one of us at least. Jeez.
Of course, then you have to see. Oh, Deja might not want to do that because then she'd have to see it in all of my videos. I guess I don't know.
Right?
I
It's like, no.
walls are there, but
take
there's
it
not a lot
down.
of space on my walls.
That wall's pretty barren.
How did you do, Michelle?
Oh.
Did we get anything done, or did we take a break?
I kind of made a chapter outline for the one that I want to write. So
Not good.
good
That's
times.
good though.
And I
Chapter outline for
because okay, so like me and my friend we ghost write this together. So I have to consult her too. Like it was her fic, and then she got tired of writing it, and she was like, I don't know where this is going. And I was like, dude, I have like 15 million ideas on where this can possibly go. And so that's how it. So I come up with like what's gonna happen, and then I write it, and then she edits it, and then yeah, good times.
Nice. That sounds like fun though. Oh, I can get rid of
Right.
that. All right. So, thank you to everyone who joined me.
It's fun and chaotic and dramatic. We love it.
Wait, Ben, did you finish what did you finish?
What? Oh, I mean, I
I
got
don't
a
want to talk
sentence.
about it.
I got a sentence done, and I futzed about with an Elvis translator to play with word choices for how I'm labeling different canon in this book. But basically, it's building out this. So there was a D&D campaign that I like put in more effort into into the backstory of a character than the DM put into the world that he built, because someone else mentioned this, like, oh yeah, this other player like really put an effort into their character. And I'm like, well, yeah. Of course, to never be tryharded out of tryharding like myself, I was like, no, I'll make this character. And now that group has kind of, people have moved, so it's kind of imploded on itself. Whoops. But now I'm like, no, I want to play with this character more. So I'm just like, I'm just going to write a book about it. It's fine.
There you go.
So it's
And
all
I'm
D&D
going
stuff.
to-
And I'm just like, let me play with the languages and the annoying
I'm
names
going
and
to
stuff.
edit it and weed out all of the internalized misogyny.
What? No. Toxic masculinity. The misogyny is fine.
Toxic
One
masculinity.
of these times,
for the
Marco,
win.
you can
Hell yeah.
throw me and Ben into like a little
What?
chat here.
Try saying that again. They were talking.
I said you're gonna have to throw me and Ben into a chat because there's just not
We'll get
enough
more.
contact
This-
here.
this
For
has
me.
been- This has been fun. No, so interestingly enough about internalized, probably there will be, well, maybe not internalized misogyny, but toxic masculinity, because a lot of like the the one story that I've always had like kind of bouncing around in my head, and basically I only know how to write one, is basically just kind of an allegory for the expressions and the weird interactions that are going through puberty as a man, and then just being like, oh yeah, testosterone's a thing, and it makes you think weird things. It's just like, yeah. So, you know, demons are in there. And it's pretty useful.
I see. Here's the thing: the difference between DMing Ben on Twitter versus being able to actually talk to him over video is totally different. Because, like, I like listening to Ben. Maybe I'm just like the weird party here, but like I like listening to Ben talk about stuff, and he likes to talk about stuff, and I like to listen.
That is my appeal.
It works out perfectly.
Give it another month or
It
two.
is true.
We'll have some podcast content, and you can zone out and cure your insomnia as I talk about some more science.
Hey, Ben.
Oh yeah.
So there's this video called "The Necessity of Chivalry" by C.S. Lewis.
Okay.
Right? Seems like something that you'd be super into because you said you like philosophy. But like that whole channel just has like a really whole bunch of cool things to watch. And I watch their channel a lot.
By C.S. Lewis.
Yes, The Necessity of Chivalry by C.S. Lewis on YouTube. And it should be like, should say like Doodles or something like that.
I read like what's his face? Mere Christianity of his books, and that was a pretty decent read.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I haven't read like terribly much, but yeah, interesting. Well, and it's on YouTube. You said
read the books Deja recommends, and not the ones that I have recommended you for the last 5 years. We gonna have problems.
I read Darker Shade of Magic. Calm down.
It took him like 2
I have not read that book. So
Don't read well. I'm an audio person. I get too antsy whenever I'm like trying to sit down and just read a book.
Right?
I read 4 pages in I don't know, 8 minutes, and that's the fastest I've ever read an actual book on this The Stranger thing.
He says that, and then he'll sit and read physics books for hours.
Yeah, because that hurts your brain more, and so like my body is like, I give up on trying to make you do stuff. You're using way too much effort. That's the experience. Let me tell you.
It just ties you in because that's what he relates to.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll stop dragging.
My regular brain, like whenever I read fantasy, is just like, oh, this is a fun thing. Let me just play with it for a while. I'm like, no, the author's telling me a story, and my brain's like, no, screw that. I don't need that.
Just have fun.
Author's bad at characters anyway.
Or I go yell about it on Twitter, and then I go, that's why it's been taking me so long to read books. Anyways, so one last time.
Or people are like you, and you do things to Caitlin. How dare you?
Oh, I'm like, who the frack is Caitlin? He's mad I killed a character off. Don't give people spoilers, BJ.
Nothing. I didn't say anything about spoilers or any details. Just reference things that you would know.
Don't say character names. Those are spoilers.
Wow.
Anyways, so one last time, those of us that have content to plug right now, thou shalt plug. Oh my God, I've been listening to too many podcasts. I was about to say plug your plug.
I dropped my pen.
All right,
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Right? Let's go first.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I am a guest in Rachel Reads with Rachel in her Feminist as F book club this month. The live show is on, I believe, let me consult my date book for a second here. I'm so sorry.
I was going to say,
it's on
up faster than I can.
She is unprepared.
It's on Friday.
Terrible.
We are reading Watch Us Rise. It is at 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Sunday, Autumn and I, we are going to be talking about the movie Thunderheart at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday the 30th. And so, Ben, you could even participate in this. All you have to do is watch the movie and show up.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, we like to do movies, and then we like to do we read books every month, and we're kind of switching things up so that it's a little bit more inclusive, but we are still like occasionally reading Indigenous content because we were thinking about that, and it's a whole thing. But we're having fun.
Nice. Okay. All right, Deja, do you have any pluggable anything that you want to bring up?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm
Deja's
kidding.
just like,
I'm kidding.
just watch my channel.
Right? Yeah, that's it. I have a YouTube channel, Diary of a Reader. If you guys want to go check that out, I just like I said at the beginning, I just do bookish type content, occasionally discussions, and even more rarely than that, wow, English. Even more rarely than that, you may come across like a political video or two, just as a warning. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I YouTube.
Give me that good politique.
Yes. I feel like so much of this world, like, we're making things political that
It's so sad. You saw my
Oh,
tweet. I think you liked it.
human decency.
Human decency has like gone out.
I mean, the
building
movie
when it
we're
comes to
watching is
politics.
kind of political, but it's not like it just brings up social issues.
Yeah.
It's people together, so it's going to be politics. Like there's politics in
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's
Human
annoying.
dynamics.
Well, because Thunderheart is about it's about this federal agent that has to go back there. Well, not go back, but he has to go to this reservation, the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and he has to investigate like a murder that happened, and he gets into a whole thing where there's like conspiracy and corruption and like different things that are happening. So it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. I might look into that and see if I can get a copy of it so I can watch it.
It's
Oh, yeah.
you can find it on Vudu and YouTube. I think you can just rent it, and then
Okay.
I know it's on Amazon Prime. I think.
Oh, I have Amazon Prime.
I thought you said voodoo for a second. I was like,
Voodoo
What's
is
that?
actually a thing.
Vudu, yeah, VUDU. Yeah,
All right.
oh, voodoo. Okay.
yeah.
Next time he's on my channel, Ben will hopefully have a podcast to promote.
Oh, it's
But
going to be
for
that
now-
long?
I mean, we'll see how
Yeah.
long it takes. I try and get him on as often as possible because easy content.
We're
But-
bubbly. It's pretty fun.
Anyways, I have 11 more days of posting for BookTube Veda. In theory, I will have 11 more videos that I am posting. I've got a review coming out tomorrow at some point for Spin the Dawn by someone whose name I can't remember. Hold on.
She was like, by somebody.
Elizabeth Lim. I was like, is that her name? But I don't want to get her name wrong. I'd rather just like look weird and check. I at some point will have a video about getting caught up on the 100 and how their plot this season has been not great. And I've got some other stuff planned that I don't remember, and so it will just be a surprise for everyone.
Love it.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us. Thank you to my lovely co-hosts. You guys are the best. We had fun. And that is it for now, my friends. I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things.